There's some buzz behind the scenes that, given Joe Biden's problems, they don't want to get rid of him because they don't want her, right? They just they're going to have to weekend at Bernie's him. Somebody said weekend at Biden's him and get him across the finish line. But the fear is that she's going to take over because they don't really want her. So now there's some feel that a possible replacement for her that might be acceptable to the Democratic base, largely comprised of Black women, that's a key voting group for Dems, would be Susan Rice. Now, we've been hearing this just sort of off the record from people in the know and in Politico types. But now it's interesting because Axios just did a piece 2 days ago that's kind of all about her. And they're talking about how she emerged as a central and controversial coordinator of the administration's approach to the border. Some officials found her needlessly combative. They're talking about how she didn't really much like HHS Secretary Becerra. She referred to him as a bitch ass and privately called him an idiot, according to multiple sources. Her ire for him stemmed from his failure to secure additional sheltering spaces for child migrants. Now, one could argue this sounds like Susan Rice planted this, or an advocate of hers did. She sounds tough. She wanted to protect the poor children at the border. During one meeting when Biden was tearing into Becerra, Susan Rice passed Mayorkas, the now impeached, a note that read, "Don't save him," according to two people familiar with the meeting. She's tough. She's in control, Michael. That's how I read this as a member of the press. This is what they're trying to style here. Then they write about her tension with Kamala Harris. It had origins in the summer of 2020 when both were being vetted for vice president. Rice later told people she thought Harris and her team were partly responsible for Oppo research that resulted in negative coverage of Susan Rice. A spokesman said she categorically denies that reporting, or at least the reporting on her relationship with Becerra, and Harris, so both. So what do you make of the possibility of Susan Rice of the old, remember Benghazi fame? It was spontaneous violence at the embassy or the consulate. It was just spontaneous violence, not a planned terrorist attack, as a potential sub for Kamala Harris.
It's so juicy, Megyn. It's got all the makings of great political fan fiction. I just don't see it. And the reason is they already had the chance to do this. Joe Biden openly said in 2020 that he wanted a Black woman to be his VP. And there were basically three options. There was Kamala Harris, there was Susan Rice, there was Karen Bass. The last one is an actual communist, member of Congress turned LA mayor. Susan Rice was the fall guy for Benghazi and had her political career totally tarnished because of it. And so the last one standing was Kamala Harris. And now they've discovered, what do you know, Kamala Harris is not all that talented a politician, at least as a public-facing politician. That's true. But they already went through the choice. And so if they want to swap her out, I don't see any evidence that Susan Rice, who is personally much more impressive than Kamala Harris, but I don't see any evidence that she could win an election or a national election like this. I don't know that she would be any better on the trail than Kamala is. It's hard to imagine that anybody would be worse, but still, I don't see a lot recommending her for that. Plus, you got all the baggage for Benghazi. Plus, you've got the weakness of swapping out your VP. And what are they going to offer Kamala Harris to do it? Maybe they offer her a lot of money. Maybe they offer some organization to lead. I still don't really see her taking it.
She should be the president of Harvard.
She could. She's got a more impressive academic record than the last one.
They said it has to be a Black woman. All right, there's one.
And so there's one more Black woman, though, that we haven't brought up. And this is usually the subject of the political fan fiction. They say, well, Michelle Obama, she could show up at the convention. She could be crowned the nominee. It's just not going to happen, folks. She's expressed no interest in doing it. She's expressed a lot of opposition to running that sort of a campaign. I think Democrats are eager to find some kind of alternative to the terrible ticket that they've currently got, but none of the alternatives really seem all that much better, certainly not to justify the risk of actually taking it. And then the Republicans are always waiting to figure out the next big thing that's going to happen, the conspiracy behind the scenes. I just don't think there really is one. Maybe Gavin Newsom could be a much better candidate, but you're not going to skip over the first Black woman vice president for the guy from American Psycho. Okay, Governor Patrick Bateman is not going to be the nominee this time either. So I think they're basically just stuck with who they got.
The Megyn Kelly Show is supported by Grand Canyon University. Founded in 1949, GCU is a private Christian university that's dedicated to delivering an affordable and transformative higher education. Their vibrant campus is located in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona. And according to niche.com, it's ranked a top 25 best campus in the country. As of June 2023, GCU offers 330 academic programs with over 270 of them online, allowing you the freedom to earn your degree on your time from wherever you are. At GCU, your degree, whether it's a bachelor's, master's, or doctorate, integrates the free market system and a welcoming Christian worldview. Learn more about GCU's programs, competitive tuition rates, and scholarship offers from your university counselor. They are part of the supportive graduation team that takes a personalized approach to helping you achieve your academic goals, walking alongside you every step of the way. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. For more info or to enroll, visit gcu.edu. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.